the principal of Arcadia First Baptist Christian School. It's really my privilege, it's my pleasure to welcome all of you here tonight, especially your parents, family, teachers, and of course students, and all the friends that are here tonight. This is truly, really a very, very special time in the life of these students, and it's in the life of our school also. It's a very, very special time. Especially, it's a unique time in light of the COVID-19 pandemic. So it's a very, very unique time. 2020 is a year we will not forget for a long time. Graduates, you will forget that for a long, long time. So I want to just commend you graduates as well as all the parents and teachers for what you've accomplished so far through this pandemic. You've been on the front line of your educational pursuits, and so I just want to congratulate you for where you're at right now. You've made many, many accomplishments here. So up to this point, you've had the support of your parents and friends, especially your parents, and especially during this spring semester where you've been online, and that's tough. From looking at the things and on social media and everything today, I think parents have learned quite a bit also during this time. So this is a very, very unique time. But a special thanks to you parents for the support that you've given to your students. And I guess if we had to give you a grade, I'd have to give you an A+, okay? Because you've done really a great job in the support of your students. But also, not only to your students, but we just want to say thank you for your support of Arcadia First Baptist Christian School. You've been so wonderful to us, and it's just been super and just knowing you. So thank you for that support. At this time, as we need to do at all times, is we need to just reach up to the Lord. So let's go to the Lord in prayer. Father God, it just gives us great joy in knowing that you're our Creator. You're the author of life, and you sustain us each and every day with so many blessings, and you give us so much peace in the midst of turmoil. Father God, we cannot thank you enough for that. Father God, we just want to welcome you here tonight in this special time, especially in this special time in the lives of these students. Father, we pray that all that we say and all that we do tonight brings glory and honor to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Stand. Allow me at this time to recognize many that are here tonight, especially those that make up our school committee. Bob Horn is here tonight, and he's the chairman of our school committee. We have others. Some are unable to be here with us tonight, but Richard Bowers, Sammy Belcher, Kelly Higginbottom, and Tanya Johnson are all members of our school committee that support all that we do here. We welcome our pastor here tonight, Josh McDonald. We also have Cody Husbeth, a student pastor here at Arcadia First Baptist Church, who bring the charge to our graduates. But of course, we have Julie Beeman, who is our administrative assistant.
I just wanted to say one quick thing about these two graduates. Just because there's two doesn't mean one is automatically the valedictorian and one one makes it to the salutatorian just because there's two. These are extremely bright students. Matter of fact, when we were doing their calculations, it was 1/20th of 1 point difference in these two kiddos. They've worked extremely hard for their grades, and we're so proud of them, very proud. So at this time, we're going to have Benito Gilbert come up. He is going to give his address as our salutatorian, and then following him will be Evelyn Smith, and she'll come give her speech as our valedictorian.
Don't be nervous.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for attending here tonight. I know it was likely difficult for many of you to be here, especially considering the current uncertain and bizarre times we live in, but that hasn't stopped us from getting to this moment. For me personally, it's honestly a miracle I'm even standing here today. I've been through a lot of wild things in life, all starting from when I was born about 3 months premature in Chicago. I was stuck in the NICU for the first 89 days of my life, dealing with heart issues and a collapsed lung. But by the grace of God, I pulled through, and I'm still alive and kicking today. My mom's always said I was put on this earth for a reason, and since God decided I was worth keeping around, I guess she was right. Then again, I believe we were all put on this earth for a reason. However, it is up to us to find out what that reason is. There's a little plaque I keep in my bedroom that has one of my favorite quotes. What you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to Him. I believe this is true for both myself and Evelyn. We're both two different people with different interests, and we were both put onto this earth for different yet equally important reasons. I mentioned earlier that I had been through a lot of wild things in life. In 2007, one of the biggest changes to my life happened. I began kindergarten. The place was Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic School in Hitchcock, Texas. The date was August 15th, 2007. And the feeling for 5-year-old me was one of mortal terror. I went from 1 week enjoying my nice, comfortable life at home, watching PBS with my parents every day, to all of a sudden being thrown into a room away from my parents for the first time in my life with 15 other kids who I didn't even know. What I didn't realize at the time is that a class of 16 would be the largest size class I'd ever be. Safe to say, I didn't like kindergarten when it started. My teacher, Miss Lanita, says I was in shock for the first week, which I attribute to being away from my parents. Over time, however, I really started enjoying school. I was doing well academically, and I became close friends with the class, the majority of which I still keep up with to this day. I stayed at Our Lady of Lourdes for 7 years, and left in 2014 after graduating 6th grade. I had a lot of great memories there that I still hold dear to this day, like the annual Halloween carnival, throwing pies in our principal Mr. Priest's face, taking various field trips, winning 2 school spelling bees, and a few essay contests too, as well as many more things. In 2014, with the start of junior high looming over my head, we began to search for a new school. My mom was seeing a building constructed 5 minutes from my house, and was praying that it could be a school I could go to. It turned out to be here, Arcadia First Baptist Christian School, which was a big blessing and a big convenience due to the short distance from my house. I was told by my mom I had to do an entrance exam. I didn't think too much of it. Then the day came, and so did another bout of moral terror. I walked into the door and was immediately whisked away to do testing by this teacher who I didn't even know had scared the daylights out of me. As you might guess, that teacher was Miss Krieger. She was the school counselor, and though she terrified me on the first day here, she ended up becoming one of my biggest supporters and someone who I have learned a lot from. I will always be grateful for the kindness and support she has shown me over the years, and it's something I will never forget. I've had a lot of ups and downs here at Acadia, because being a teenager isn't an easy feat. There are quite a few memorable moments I've had here, like chucking pumpkins in 7th grade with a catapult, the December 2017 snow day, all the field trips to museums and theaters, and winning various awards and medals. And as of tonight, becoming the first male graduate of this school. However, with the good comes the bad. In my life, there are many times where I felt lonely and frustrated, and when high school was a bit difficult. But God, my teachers, and my parents helped me through it. There were also other academic struggles, particularly in math. But over time, I surprised myself and began to improve in math, even getting an A for the last quarter of the school year in pre-calculus. Thanks, Miss Beaver. I'm both excited and nervous to leave here. Excited because I finally finished high school, but nervous because I know college is going to be a whole other ballgame, with a totally new environment and new people. But I do look forward to the future, which I believe is very bright. I finished my time here at Acadia at a unique point in history. This graduation isn't typical. In fact, this whole year has been anything but. I know there have been a lot of negative things to come out of our recent times, but there's always good that comes out of bad. What we've been given now is a golden opportunity to come closer to Christ and to make ourselves and the world better, to put pettiness and division aside for the common good, and to ensure a brighter future for newer generations. That starts here and now, with the graduating class of 2020. Not just myself and Evelyn, but all 2020 graduates around the country and the world. There are two last points I want to make, and they're both quotes. The first comes from my dad. He's told me nearly every day of my life to do two things: to make good, smart choices, and to study hard and learn lots. And there's another quote I have. It comes from this guy you may have heard of before named Jesus. He says in John 15:12 this: "This is my commandment, love one another as I have loved you." I want to thank the faculty and staff here at AFBCS for all their years of teaching and support. Ms. Julie, Ms. Shannon, Ms. Kathy, Ms. Krieger, Ms. Ward, Ms. Beaver, Ms. Rebecca Meyer, Ms. Barry Meyer, Mr. Porter, Mr. Bolt, Ms. Bond, and many others over the years. I also want to thank all the faculty and staff at Our Lady of the Lords for all their years of support. Ms. Lanina, Ms. Kessler, Ms. Costas, Ms. Kimmerling, Ms. Hardage, Ms. Keaton, Mr. Barnett, Mr. Priest, Ms. LeConte, and many others there as well. I'd like to thank all the family and friends who came out, as well as those who weren't able to make it tonight, especially my parents, Thomas and Marion Gilbert, grandparents Bienvenido and Maria Nieves, brother Danny Gilbert, cousin Christian De Leon, who is also graduating this year, and all other family I have. There's quite a lot. I'd also like to thank my best friend Wyatt, who's been a loyal friend of mine for over a decade now. Most of all, I want to thank God and the Lord Jesus Christ who have helped me over the years to get to where I am today. I literally would not be alive without them. And to you, Evelyn, on behalf of the entire class of 2020, congratulations on becoming valedictorian. I hope that everything goes well for you in the next stage of your life. May you be blessed and successful in everything that you do. Again, thank you everyone for coming, and I am truly honored to be the first male graduate of Arcadia First Baptist Christian School.
I'm not nearly as funny as Benny was, but so I'm just throwing that out there. But I just wanted to say thank you to all the staff and teachers and parents and everybody else who's made this graduation possible in spite of the circumstances that are going on. I started school this fall looking forward to a normal senior year, to prom, to finishing the high school rodeo, and just to experiencing all of the high school lasts, if you will. But as everyone knows, this year was not normal, and while it was an interesting and sad end to our high school story, COVID-19 has been such a big focus in our lives these past few months that this is the only time I'm going to mention it. Because yes, maybe it ruined our last half of senior year, but that isn't what this graduation ceremony is about. This ceremony is of our stories. The story of how we got here and the story of how we're going to go in the future. 4 years ago, we walked into high school, and now we're walking out as different people. In such a short period of time, so much has changed. We've experienced crazy things, met so many new people, and learned so many new things. One thing I've learned is that everybody's story is different, but everybody's story is worth listening to. I like to ride horses, and Benny likes to grow. Two totally different worlds, but equally as interesting. From the stranger on the street to close friends, we all have a story worth telling. They are all beautiful, progressive, and inspiring. It's the differences that allow our life stories to be interesting. If all of our stories were the same goals, the same interests, the same accomplishments, life would be so boring. We can't all have the same passions and interests, the same goals, the same perspectives. We can't all like the same food or have the same favorite color. We have to appreciate these differences because that's what makes each of our stories beautiful and worth listening to. Tonight, we are starting a new chapter of our stories. We are leaving high school to face the world whether we are ready or not. But just like we did in high school, all we have to do is be successful. To be successful is set goals and strive to reach them. Start with small goals. Pass your exam or renew your truck registration by yourself, something I still haven't done. From these small victories, we can continue to conquer our bigger goals, get our degrees and find a job, buy a house or a brand new car. We have to remember, and I'm sure the majority of the adults in the room can agree with me, complaining won't change anything. Just like complaining about a math test didn't change the fact that we still had to take the math test. Not everything in life is fair or right, and I'm sure everyone in this room knows that by now. But instead of complaining, we have to get to work. There are going to be countless times something will be difficult, only to become more difficult. We're just going to have to deal with it. In a rodeo, when they call your name, you have to pick up your reins and get in the alleyway, whether you're ready or not. Because it's your turn, and trust me, you don't want to be scratched and miss that opportunity. Well, now our names have been called in life, and we have to pick up our reins and get ready, because it's our turn now. Thinking back, an older graduated friend of mine once told me, "It's the first day of senior year. Can you see the light at the end of the tunnel? Don't get too excited, the light is an oncoming train." I quickly learned that I've never heard a more true statement. But as I sat down to write this speech, I began to realize just who it was that's gotten us here today. Yes, we had to work hard to get here, but think about the people who have also worked hard for us to be here. First, I want to mention our teachers. Stop and think about how awesome our teachers really are. Yeah, we get up early, show up for school every day, and the teachers give us an extra hour or two of homework a night. But think about what they have to do. We have to be at school early, but they have to be at school earlier. We have a few hours of homework a night, but they go home after teaching us all day and grade our work and prepare to teach us the next day. So thank you, teachers, at this school especially, because now we are both standing here in a cap and gown, ready to move on to the next part of our stories, and it's in part because of you. I have an enormous amount of respect for y'all, because when y'all were deciding what you wanted to do with your lives, you chose to help us. It's people like you who inspire us to work harder. It's because of people like you who show up at school at 6 in the morning just so a student can make up a test when we all know you would have enjoyed that extra hour of sleep. It's because of people like you who stay after for hours to tutor students or to support students at a game when you have a family at home. It's because of people like you who treat students like they are more than just a number or a scantron. And it's because of people like you that we are inspired to follow our dreams and to know that what we want in life is worth fighting for. So on behalf of the class of 2020 here today, all 2 of us, I want to say thank you to every teacher who has helped us put on this cap and gown tonight. And then there's everybody else, specifically our parents, but also anyone else who aided in raising us. We know that it was not a glamorous job. For me, these are the people who drove countless miles to get me to a competition, sat there for hours waiting for my turn, and all just to watch my 15 seconds in the arena, as my mom says. Especially the times we went through all of that just for me to fall and get a concussion, because we know I've had plenty of those. These are the people who taught me how to drive, and even bought me my own 1-ton Ford truck, because that's what I decided I needed as a 16-year-old. These are the people who held me when I cried and laughed at my bad jokes. They made dinner for me every night and worked lots of overtime just to afford my expensive horse habit. So to all the parents and families in the room tonight, especially my own, thank you. I admire all of you because you've all experienced this scary thing called life, and you've helped us and prepared us to get through it too. As we start this fresh chapter of our lives, I hope we can go forward with everything we have learned and everything we have been through and apply it to our lives so that we may continue to grow and be successful. So thank you, class of 2020, and everybody else here tonight for letting me be a part of your story.
Good evening. No, good evening. Thank you so much much. It is an honor and a privilege to be here today to celebrate this massive accomplishment that these two have reached. It's a huge thing. I remember back, in 2005, when I graduated in high school, when I heard that 2007 he was entering kindergarten, I realized how old I'm actually getting, which I know to many of you, I'm still a very young pup. Much learning and growing to do. But you are now coming to the end of 12 years of hard work, a journey of hard work, of struggling, of ups and downs, and you finally have reached a point where you're at the end of that journey, you're at the end of those paths. But this is also the start of an even better and amazing and exciting journey that you're about to begin, whether it's going to college or the workforce. It's a journey called life. It's a journey that you're going to be on for many, many years, and you're going to have many ups and many downs, but it's going to be very fulfilling. And when I look back, when I graduated high school to today, and I thought, okay, what are some things that I wish that I was taught, or I wish that I would have followed when I graduated high school? So I came up with 7 things, which I call the 7 B's. You will find out when it's named that in a minute. But I came up with the 7 B's of success. So the first one that I wish I knew when I graduated was to be hungry. And no, I am not talking about Taco Tuesdays, even though they are amazing. Always be hungry to learn. Never lose that passion to seek out new opportunities. Never lose that passion to learn new things and to try new things. Never lose that passion to grow. Be hungry to grow. Be hungry to learn. Be hungry for just life in itself. Don't ever allow that hunger to die off. Don't ever allow that hunger to ever stop. Because that is one thing that will continue to drive you towards success, is learning how to constantly be craving more in life, craving more in education, craving more in your success. So always be hungry. Another thing is always be adventurous. Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. You will learn that in life there are going to be many opportunities that are going to be scary. They're going to be frightening. Some of you have already experienced that. Right now, when this coming, do we go to college? Do I go into the workforce? What college should I go to? What do I learn? What do I study? And these choices will continue to be a part of your life every single step of the way. But be adventurous. Don't let that fear stop you. Don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to grow and to take positive risks, to try something different, to try something new. And don't be afraid to fail. From great failure comes great growth. And the fear of failure can stop you from doing things that can lead to amazing things in your life. Take those risks. Take the opportunity to reach and stretch yourself in the way that you've never stretched yourself before. And if you fail, that's okay. You pick yourself back up and you keep trying again. But when you lose that ability to take that risk, when you allow the fear of failure to stop you, you limit yourself in such an amazing way. You limit all the potential things that you could do in life. You limit all the potential things that the Lord can do in your life. So always be adventurous. Also, always be humble. Don't allow the success that you're going to have in life define your worth. Don't allow anything to cause you to become prideful in yourself or prideful of the gifts that God has given you. Because remember, you are never more than what God allows you to be. Always remember where those gifts come from. Always remember that you are where you are, most importantly, because of the Lord. Because He has given you everything that you need. He has opened doors for you. He has opened pathways for you. And remember that even though you are 2 very bright and intelligent young people, and you have a very bright future ahead of you, and I've seen your boots out there, you have so many accomplishments that you've already had in life. And it's because of hard work, it's because of dedication, but remember most of all, it's because the Lord gave you those abilities. So allow that to humble yourself at all times. And also, always try to seek ways in how you can help and serve others. Remember that the pathway to success is not alone. The best way to become successful is by reaching out to others around you and lifting them up as well, bringing them with you. Success as a team. If you look at any successful business, you look at any successful person, they will tell you that the reason that their companies have been so successful isn't just because they were so great. It's because they found people that they surrounded themselves with, that they've also pushed and held themselves to higher standards and cared about them in different ways. And that is how success reached their lives. And never forget that success in life in a biblical standpoint is through loving and helping others. God made that abundantly clear in his word when he said that there is no greater love than when someone would lay his life down for a friend. Because that is the type of love and that is the type of attitude that the Lord wants all of us to have. So be humble, lift others up, carry other people with you, and always remember that the Lord is the reason for everything. Also, be thankful. Don't take anything for granted. Be thankful for the opportunities that you're going to receive. Be thankful for the opportunities that you've already received. The people who've invested in your life. Be thankful for those who've come into your life along the journey that you've been on so far. And be thankful for those who will step into your life. When you're on the journey of life, anyone in here can tell you that there will be people that will show up, sometimes just for a season, sometimes just for a moment, sometimes for the rest of your life. But in every one of those opportunities, be thankful for them. Whether it was a positive or a negative, be thankful for them. In the positives, be thankful for the ways that they've helped you and pushed you along. In the negatives, be thankful for the ways that you could have grown from that you have become stronger and better from that. So no matter whether it's good or bad, an up or a down, a mountain or a valley, be thankful for every single one of those opportunities. Also, be kind. You know, we live in a world where kindness is needed and often not shown. We live in a world where life has become all about yourself. It's become all about what it is that you can receive in life. And when you go off into college, you will hear this. You will hear people all the time try to make life about you. Meaning, what can you do to get what you need, to get what you want? And sometimes that means hurting others. Sometimes they will tell you, it doesn't matter who you have to knock over. It doesn't matter who you have to climb over. You need to get to where you need to get to. But that is a recipe not for success. That is a recipe for disaster every time. So be kind. Show love and compassion to each other. Never lose that about yourself. Be that person who is willing to reach out to the one that people say are undesirable. Be that person who is willing to love the unlovable. Be like Jesus in the fact that you should be able to go to people, to help people, to sit down with people that makes other people say, why are you sitting with them? Why are you with those people? Why? It's because you are a reflection of the one who sent you. And you are a reflection of where you come from. So be kind. And also be kind and show love when it's not going to be reciprocated. One of the harsh realities of life is that your kindness and your love will not always be shown back to you. Sometimes you are going to have to deal with people who are just mean people, who are just nasty people, who are evil people. And they will have a goal to hurt you, to bring you down. And it's going to be so easy to allow yourself to get caught up into what you want to do. And I get it. We are human. We are sinful. What we want to do is get revenge. What we want to do is make them hurt like we do. But that's not what Christ tells us to do. He tells us to love them regardless. Love even when it's not shown. And be that example through the way that you love others. Also remember to always be grounded in who you are and who you want to be. You're about to face a world that wants to do everything that it can to make you into an image of themselves. You're going to encounter a world that is ran by an enemy who wants to do everything he can to make you into an image of himself. Don't allow your circumstances to negatively change who you are, because life's going to get rough. I don't say that to scare you. I say that to encourage you and prepare you. You will face moments in life where you're going to question who you are. You're going to question why am I doing what I'm doing? Is this even worth it? Why am I putting myself through this? And it's going to shake the foundation of your life. But if you remember to stay grounded in who you are, to stay grounded in the person that you know you want to be grounded in the person that you know who you are, then that foundation will be strong. That foundation will allow you to continue to push through all the negativity, to push through all of the junk of life, and to overcome it. But most importantly, be grounded in the Word of God. Above all, nothing will be the greatest guide in your life than your faith in God. It will push you, it will navigate you, and it will help you through some of the darkest moments of your life. When I look back into my 33 years of existence, there are plenty of moments where I can see where I was going through a time where I questioned if it was even worth it. If I questioned if there was even a point to this. And I remember it was my faith in God alone that pulled me through. It was my faith saying, you know what? The Lord has me here for a reason. The Lord put me in this position for a reason. And I'm going to trust in the plan that He has for me. And I'm going to follow that plan. And He walked me through it. And He will walk you through it. So be grounded in who you are. Be grounded in who you are in Christ and who He made you to be. And finally, be reflective. Reflect the light of Jesus everywhere you go. You see, over your past 12 years in life, and over the time that you spent here at Arcadia First Baptist Christian Schools, you have been taught core values of your faith. You have been taught truths of the gospel. You have been taught the Bible. You have been taught everything that you need to make sure you have a strong faith in life. So take those core values, take that love of Jesus and reflect it. Reflect it to where you go, because we live in a world that desperately needs it. We live in a world that is full of darkness. We live in a world that is full of brokenness. We see it every day. But you can be that difference. But remember, it's not on your own strengths. It's not on your own choices. It's on the one who sent you, and that is Jesus Christ. So never forget that. Reflect Him, whether it is going into college, in your classrooms, in the workforce, in your relationships, in your family, in the grocery store, wherever it may be. Reflect Jesus in everything that you do. So as we come now to the end of these 12 years, to the end of your high school and middle school and elementary school life, be excited. It is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations to both of you. But now, prepare yourselves for that great journey. Take everything that you've been taught here, everything that you've been taught by your parents, and use that to mold you and form you into the person that you know Jesus wants you to be. And I promise you, if you do that, if you keep your faith first and your values first, the sky is the limit to where Jesus can take you. And you will go to places and you will do things that you never thought were possible. But always remember that no matter what you do in life, no matter where you go in life, Jesus should always remain first. Never let that falter. When your life is going to get busy in college, when your life is going to get busy in the workforce, it is even more important that you put Jesus first. And you never let that falter, and you never let that drop, because that is going to be the most important thing that you will ever do in life. It's keeping that be thankful, be kind, be grounded, and be reflective. If you follow those, you will be successful in everything. Once again, graduates, congratulations. I am so excited. Thank you to both of you, to your families, to the staff and administration at Arcadia for allowing me to be here and to celebrate this awesome and amazing day with you. Thank you.